Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man, and you already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Gunna. Now, it looks like Gunna finally took to social media, or at least through his attorneys or somebody, to make a statement about this YSL RICO case and what he's been going through. Now, I'll go on record by saying in every video I've done about this subject, I've talked extensively about the fact that I think Gunna is being overcharged. Now, I'm no legal professional, so I can't go on record and say that, and it'd have as much weight to say as if a lawyer said it or something like that. But to me, it seems like Gunna is getting a bad deal in this situation. Let's just take a step back and think about this, man. Gunna still, to this point, has the highest selling album of 2022, man. And he had everybody out here pushing P. Dude was really shifting and changing the culture and was on top of the rap game when he got locked up. And the charges that they used to get him into this RICO indictment seemed pretty loose, man. It was even a case that was dropped before and then it was picked back up. It just seems like a lot to get Gunna charged in this situation, right? But Gunna seems like he's holding his head high and he's not going to let this thing keep him down. Now, in the statement that he released, I'm going to go ahead and read that for you guys word for word, to save you some time. And we're going to discuss what he's saying exactly and what this might mean for Gunna in the future. Now, before we get to the specifics and talk about all these details, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this Gunna situation. Now, there's a news story from the Channel 11 Live News there. And the headline of the story says this. It says, "I am innocent. Rapper Gunna releases first public statement since his arrest in YSL RICO case." Now, the last time we caught up with Gunna in this situation, he was in court getting his bond denied, like everybody else in this RICO indictment. So let's look at a short clip where they show that.
In County courtroom, a judge denied bond to many alleged members of the Young Slime Life street gang. This includes Sergio Kitchens, a.k.a. rapper Gunna.
Now, as you heard in that short news clip, Sergio Kitchens, a.k.a. Gunna, was in court getting his bond denied, man. And I've gone on record several times, and I know I keep repeating this. I feel like Gunna is getting a raw deal in this situation. Pause, right? But to be real, let's go on and look at the news story, or actually the statement that Gunna made, and I'm assuming this is through his attorneys, on Twitter. So he put out a tweet that said this: 22 and 2. Just a bed and a shower. No windows, just walls. Can't see or talk to anyone. I'm right now and still praying every day. I was raised to fight fire with water, even though my country's amendments have failed me. Protect black art. So basically, let's break this tweet down, man, before we get to the statement that he attached to this, right? And signed it and dated it today. You know what I mean? It's basically saying that he's in a 22 and 2 situation where he's locked up 22 hours and only gets out 2 hours. And then it's just a bed and a shower. And no windows or walls. I mean, it sounds like jail to me, you know what I'm saying? But I know in some jails, you're out the cell more than you're in the cell. So it seems like because he's an artist, and it's similar to what you see with a Young Thug, which is also similar to the fact that he ended this with Protect Black Art, right? He ended that with Protect Black Art. That was the same thing Young Thug was saying on the Summer Jam screen this weekend at Summer Jam in New York City. You know what I mean? They have a whole petition that they're going with called Protect Black Art, because they don't like the way lyrics are being used to start RICO cases on rappers, or just even cases on rappers. It's gotten to the point where they feel it's ridiculous, right? And this post is getting a lot of retweets, man. Now, he even talked about the amendments failing him and things of that nature. And he said that he's right now and he's still praying every day. And it seems like he's trying to maintain his positivity. He's trying to stay positive throughout this situation. But man, if you talk about going from the top of the top to the bottom of the bottom, like I said, Gunna was out here really wrecking it, killing it in the rap game, man. Like at the top of hip hop, #1 album, still the highest selling album right now this year. And now he's in a cell doing 22 and 2. My, how the mighty have fallen, man, I think is the phrase. Now, let's look at this statement, right? Now, in the statement, Gunna starts off by saying this. He said, well, he dated it today's date. And then he says, 2022 has been one of the best years of my life, despite this difficult situation. This year, I had the whole world pushing P. Stop right there. Yeah, man. Definitely everybody was using that phrase, playing the song, really, really changing the culture out here, right? Now let me continue. He says, growing up from where I come from in a marginalized neighborhood, I never dreamt my art would change my life and the lives of my loved ones. My entire life, I've seen black men, black women, and black children constantly attacked, hated, murdered, berated, belittled, silenced, judged, used, and held captive. So he's basically talking about, his trials and tribulations through life and seeing things, go down horribly for people that he's aligned with or he feels, closely related to, right? Now, he continues by saying, I use my art form, my gift from God, to change my circumstances. I worked. I honed my craft. I worked. I empowered black women in my industry. I worked. I lived in the recording studio. I worked. I lived on the road. I worked. I worked every day to show God how grateful I am for my gifts, for my art, for my life, and to be able to provide for my loved ones. I mean, the way that read out, it was almost like a poem. You know what I'm saying? Like, this come from a deep place. I would say this came from his attorney, but it seems like this is really Gunna's writing. So he probably just wanted to pass on this message while he had time to write in there. You know what I mean? Now he continues by saying, for now, I don't have my freedom, but I am innocent. I am being held falsely accused and will never stop fighting to clear my name. Now, there's a lot of, people who are skeptical about a lot of these things, right? Especially when it comes to like this RICO indictment. And I've seen legal professionals go out there and talk about Gunna specifically and say like, man, he's getting a raw deal. But man, we'll see how it plays out in court, right? Now, it doesn't end there. He also goes on to say this. The picture that is being painted of me is ugly and untrue. My fans know I love to celebrate life. I love my family. I love travel. I love music. I love my fans. I have all faith that God will grant me justice for the purity in my heart and the innocence of my actions. So, man, another poetic way of just saying that he wants to clear his name and he's going to stay positive. Now, he also says, as a black man in America, it seems as though my art is only acceptable when I'm a source of entertainment for the masses. My art is not allowed to stand alone as entertainment. I'm not allowed that freedom as a black man in America. It is really sad that slavery is still alive in America today and still affecting my people. In 12 states, more than half of the prison population is black. One of those states is Georgia. Now, he's referencing, some things that people talk about on the political side and stuff like that. And I don't really get into all that. But a lot of people are probably going to be like, hey, man, you can't compare this to slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it real. But I understand he's trying to be poetic and he's getting his art out there in the best way that he could. And he thought crafting up this letter would be a good way to put out his message. So I get that part of it, right? Now, he ends it by saying these things. He says, nothing will stop me from chasing my dreams. I won't stop being a good person, even if some unnamed and unknown accusers want the world to see me as a bad person. When I was free, I tried to be good and kind to the community around me. And when I am released, I will do the same thing all over again. We will be pushing P, power, prayer, progress, passion, productivity, praise, precision, peace, prosperity, patience, pride, and persistence. And signed Gunna, man, and dated today, man. Nice, man. It seems like a nice poem, man. It's very poetic. I'll say that much about it. But, that was Gunna's way of getting this off his chest and just saying how he feels about his current situation. And there's also a petition out there to try to stop rap lyrics from being used in court cases and things like that. And there's been several things listed in the indictment where Gunna maybe said like slat or said something YSL, something related. So, that's being used against him in the indictment. And he thinks that's unfair. And a lot of other people feel that same way. Now, what do you think about this statement / poem / letter from Gunna, man? Do you think that this was just another way for him to get out his creativity, also while letting his fans know that he's going to be positive throughout this horrible situation? Or do you think that he's really trying to get people on board to go against rap lyrics being used in cases? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.